Hi everyone. I'm actually here, uh, back at home after a relatively long day at work, and I actually promised to make a video about the uh, social media platform of Onlyfans and probably similar platforms, and how they actually encourage this virulent culture of narcissism, especially of malignant narcissism. I actually have about 4 pages of notes based on part of what I actually done some reading and thinking and research about, and after talking with people about the and also so I just came to this various conclusions and yeah. I was actually talking about this video that I mean, before this, in the prior video, that OnlyFans is actually very closely linked to malignant narcissism, malignant narcissism because of various reasons. Okay, but before that, let me just maybe start by defining what OnlyFans is. I won't go into the history of OnlyFans because the channel itself, I mean, the history of that channel or that platform on social media has been covered by some other YouTube videos, and there's actually another video entitled "The Evil Economics of OnlyFans," which has views and perspectives that I do agree with, and I actually would recommend that you go and watch it on YouTube, especially if it's still around. Okay, but let me go through the definition of what OnlyFans is. OnlyFans is actually it actually started as a social media platform by this man, this British guy, James Stokely. Yes, and he wanted to actually use it for the social media influencer culture to actually even out the playing field, so that they can actually make more money without the impingements of big corporations like Facebook and such. But I think that as time went by, it became more and more sexual in content. It's what we say NSFW, not safe for work, and predominantly I would say more than 70%, about 80 to 90% of the content created on OnlyFans is actually very sexual, and possibly I would even say pornographic. You can see things as weird as people just putting out fetish videos and photos, and of course, it's because of the nature of that particular website. Um, you just as a subscriber, you need to pay a certain amount of money, and there's a certain cap as a limit, which is about maybe 50. Is it 50? 20? Yeah, I mean it's set by the content creator himself or herself, and as a statistical aspect of OnlyFans, uh, billions have been actually partitioned and shared out among over 100,000s of content creators just over this year alone in 2022. You can just guess how much money is being made just by sheer uh, by sheer subscription to this channel. And I think that the thing with OnlyFans is that it's actually a symptom of our societal sickness. Yes, there's a very deep underlying sickness down in our society that is actually linked to OnlyFans, and um, OnlyFans cannot be held to blame totally, but I would say that it's symptomatic in that it actually encourages us in certain things. I think that the problem with OnlyFans is that instead of actually going for meaningful relationships, um, you have like consumers, statistically and predominantly men, who opt for self satisfaction to images and icons of men and women. Yes, men and women. Um, online, and depending on their sexuality, whether they are gay, straight, bi, or even transgender, whatever their sexuality, um, it becomes I wanted to say that it's actually linked to narcissism, because that the one thing that has been said by one friend who actually admitted to actually uh, subscribing to OnlyFans to uh, conduct what he calls muscle worship of some male bodybuilders. Yeah, that friend is gay, and he just told me that he enjoys looking at men who are muscular at their peak condition. And I mean, I think there's another sickness that is called or mental, not really sickness, but a mental condition called stenolagnia. Yeah, he admitted that is that he did that for a while, and he felt very judged when I told him that it's actually contributing to the problem of narcissism on a societal level, other than an individual level. So that okay, what that friend told me was that he claimed that it was the problem of the specific creators of the OnlyFans platform, on the OnlyFans platform. So he didn't mean that the whole thing was to blame. He just basically just started picking out some particular elements, such as, for example, we here in Singapore we have Titus Low, who was fined like $3,000 and sentenced to 3 weeks of in jail for disregarding police orders to not to access that account. But he, as in the piece of, I mean, according to the news, Titus Low actually disregarded that police order, and he accessed it via another email and continued uploading obscene or pornographic images and videos onto that account. Yeah, and that has led to the freezing of the account here in Singapore. And I don't think it's a problem just with Titus Low or any other girls who were also arrested along with him for endorsing his OnlyFans channel, or even participating in it. But I think it's when it's a whole level, on a whole, like macrocosmic level, where more than 70% of the content is pornographic, we can just pinpoint certain creators and say that, oh, they are the problem because these are the narcissistic people. Because I would say that on the whole, the majority of them are possibly narcissistic. And my problems with OnlyFans is that it will ultimately come back to haunt those who create them. And there is a difference, like where when we say, oh, no one was actually harmed in the process of it. It's simply not true, because in real life, let's say that the viewers, the audience sees that content creator in real life, and takes it upon themselves to actually harass the creator at the workplace, or whatever else they are doing. It's actually a form of yeah, it's a kind of violation of privacy. But we know that with the internet, there's no such thing called privacy. And in the case of things like OnlyFans, there's always a traceable social media footprint. And even if it's not prosecutable in a sense of dissemination or even access of the material, employers outside can actually uh, take action to nullify or to annul the services of the person, the content creator who is actually working in that particular job outside of OnlyFans. Okay, but to go back to the issue of narcissism and how it's linked to OnlyFans, I think that there's a problem essentially because OnlyFans is a form of self-prostitution. Um, I'll be honest. You can call me a puritanical prude, but it is a form of self-prostitution. Just because you don't do such things within the adult industry, like within the so-called studio, it doesn't mean that you are not producing pornography. So let's just say that high class whore and a low income whore is still a whore. Yeah. So whether it's a male or female, they are still prostitutes uh, online. And I mean, if I had a girlfriend, or even just whoever wants to tells me that she wants to actually do OnlyFans, I would say no way. Um, it's not that I want to judge you. That friend who was actually accessing OnlyFans said that he felt judged, but the truth is that we are all judged even before we judge other people. There is an objective law before us. The law, not just meaning the legal law, but even the law of conscience, the law of the universe that is placed by God or the gods, depending on your faith. And as I have said, if you really want to be a prostitute, you can always get a license from your own country's government to do that. You don't have to go and hustle yourself on OnlyFans. And it's not just the issue of opting for fantasy over the relationship that is the issue with on the part of the consumers, but it's also the content creator feeling that fantasy. So if you know that the thing is that no one takes that content creator seriously, and wants to not nor do they want to actually have a real relationship with the person in real life unless they are in it themselves. Okay. And I think that the problem that no one was hurt in the process is problematic, because if you look at the number of cases of assault, um, rape, and sexual crimes done, either committed to OnlyFans creators, content creators, as well as assault cases committed by the content creators on OnlyFans, we can probably argue that there's a very incriminating uh, premise that OnlyFans encourages rape and assault. Yeah, rape and assault culture. So there was this recent piece of news about this lady in the States, in Texas, who actually stabbed her boyfriend multiple times. That lady was actually an OnlyFans creator, and her claim was that she did it in self-defense. But if it was in self-defense, why then are you actually stabbing him multiple times to sort of kill him? It doesn't make sense logically, and it actually suggests some kind of connection to some possible personality disorder. It could be borderline personality disorder, it could be histrionic personality disorder, or even it could just even be the classic narcissistic personality disorder. So I wouldn't think that is actually correct, that nobody is being hurt. Someone is ultimately being hurt by OnlyFans, okay, and by such pay-per-view social media, okay. So I'm gonna actually talk in another video, because it's actually quite long, and I don't want to actually exceed the time limit. So that's it for now. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I hope everyone has a good day, or night, depending on where you are. Okay. Bye bye.